Why do some great games completely fail, while others succeed before anyone even plays them? The answer usually has nothing to do with gameplay. It comes down to something a lot simpler: whether anyone even clicks on the game in the first place. A little while ago, I was making a tower defense game called Fruit Defense. It was just a hobby project, so I decided not to try and make any money from it. I made a few YouTube videos and then I released it on the App Store. Now, Fruit Defense is not the best tower defense game ever, but I still think it was a pretty solid game. But when I released it, it got fewer than 50 downloads. This taught me something very important about game development. A good game is not enough. It doesn't matter if you have the best game in the world. If no one clicks on it, they won't experience it. What are some things that I could do with my next game that would make people more likely to click on it and that would make the game look more interesting? I did a lot of research, and in this video, I'll be telling you some of the things that I've learned about how you can make your game stand out. And I have to be honest, most of these things are things that I've done wrong that I'll be telling you not to do. So, what's the first thing that you can do to make people more likely to click on your game? Create better promotional art. I'm using this term to cover a wide variety of things, from capsule art on Steam, to icons on Google Play, to screenshots. But what this is it's the first thing that people are going to see when they're browsing a store. This is what's going to get them interested in your game, hopefully interested enough to click on it. Now this is something that I definitely did wrong in Fruit Defense. This icon is okay, or I guess I stared at it long enough to convince myself that it was okay. But it doesn't convey that the game is a tower defense game, and it doesn't really look that great. Now it does have some contrasting colors, but if you look at other games in the tower defense genre, like the Kingdom Rush icon or the Bloons TD6 icon, both of them have bright colors that stand out. And while this icon has a bright orange color, the background is kind of muted and it really doesn't stick out that much. So if I were to try to improve this, I'd probably use brighter color for the background. But then the other thing that I would do is I would try and do something to actually imply that the game is a tower defense game. On the Bloons TD6 icon, you see the monkey throwing darts at the balloons. This helps to communicate what kind of game Bloons TD6 is. Think about things that communicate the genre of your game and try and put them in the icon. For instance, if I was making a racing game, I should have a car on the cover of the game. I shouldn't have a hammer or a pickaxe on the cover of the game, because that would communicate survival game or crafting game, which is not the kind of game that I'm making. Use subtle hints, and sometimes not so subtle hints, to tell people what genre your game is, because that's one of the deciding factors for whether or not they'll click on your game. The second thing that you can do to increase your game's chances of success is to actually promote the game. You don't need to spend any money doing this. There are countless platforms that you can use to tell others about your game without spending a dime. You can use YouTube Shorts. You can have Reddit posts. You can use X. You can use TikTok. You can use Instagram. All of these platforms are great ways to promote your game. Before your game comes out, create devlogs, trailers, and progress updates. Do anything that you can think of to get people excited about your game. Most platforms for distributing games will let you have a store page before the game actually comes out. Steam actually requires this. You can send people to that store page to wishlist your game. This can help you see whether or not people are actually interested in playing your game. And more importantly, it lets the algorithms know whether people are actually interested in your game. So when I create my next game, I'm going to publish a store listing months before the actual game comes out. Try and get people interested in the game before I release it, so that when it actually does come out, there will be people actually interested in getting it already. And this will help the algorithms to know to promote my game a little bit more. Steam especially places a huge importance on wish lists when it comes to how visible your game is when it's released. If you don't have wish lists, it's very hard for your game to succeed. There is one final thing I should mention. Having good promotional art and marketing only gets people interested in your game. It might get someone to play it for maybe an hour, but what's going to get people to keep playing your game is to actually have good gameplay. It doesn't matter how good your promotional content is if you have a bad game. Literally hundreds of games are released every day. How can you make your game stand out among all these other titles? You do this by creating good promotional artwork and by actually telling people about your game before it comes out. I have made way too many mistakes when it comes to marketing my game. So hopefully you learned something from this video that will help you to avoid those mistakes that I made. If you enjoyed this video, why not check out my video about a mistake that many game designers make? There will be a link to it up there. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next one.